Welcome to Expresso ConSciêncIA, the podcast where data meets purpose and innovation meets impact. Here we explore how artificial intelligence is transforming the way we design, build, and sustain our world, connecting the dots between science, technology, and business strategy. I'm Liliane, sustainability strategist at Smart Cycle, and my passion is to translate complex systems into actionable pathways so that sustainability stops being like a cost and become sources of innovation and competitiveness. Today we are diving deep into a sector that shapes the physical foundation of our societies, the construction sector. And to guide us through this transformation journey, I have the pleasure to welcome Issam, a true pioneer in BIM automation and digital construction, with more than 3 decades of experience driving innovation across Middle East, Europe, and Africa. He has among the first to introduce the BIM methodology in large-scale infrastructure projects back to late in 90s, and since then he has led multiple creators centers of excellence focused on engineer automation, project controls, and digital transformation. So through his leadership, he built multidisciplinary teams, developed international standards for BIM implementation, and created educational programs to bring the gap between academia and industry. So Issam, it's a real pleasure to have you here with us.
Thank you so much, Liam, for the introduction and for inviting me to this podcast. I would like to welcome you and the audience to this podcast. Very interesting topic. Construction is really a very sophisticated business. And I think everybody knows that construction is very resistant to change, very resistant to digital transformation. And I believe that you selected this topic is really very smart and intelligent selection, because I believe the industry is looking at artificial intelligence and at machine learning and new technologies and seeing how this can push the construction forward and enhancing efficiency and leading to resilience and sustainability. Thank you for the invitation again.
Thank you so much, Issam. And let's do our first question. Many people in the construction industry express concerns about how AI might change their roles. So from your perspective, what are the main fears or uncertainties that workers and engineers have about AI?
Well, it's true that I have been interacting with the construction ecosystem for more than 3 decades, as you have explained. And I know all levels of, let's say, stakeholders, from labor level, skilled labor, unskilled labor, engineers, site engineers, management, mid-tier and top management executives and owners of businesses. And to be honest, I have seen also a great amount of fear generating among all different sectors, all the people, The main reason for this fear comes from the fact that a lot of people feels that when new technologies are introduced, they will be replaced, which means maybe robots. Someone came and asked me, will a robot takes my role as a superintendent? Another engineer said, if I don't know programming, will you send me home? So which means that people are afraid of this unknown, this huge tsunami of artificial intelligence branding and discussions and the technologies, and they start to feel that either I'm going to be replaced because I'm redundant, I'm going to lose my place, I'm going to be threatened. So this is one of the most important things, feeling threatened to lose your job. And this is a big fear, and I think this is one of the reasons. Second thing will be another big fear was the feeling that having AI being introduced in the hands of smart IT-oriented stakeholders, like smart engineers, will make a big gap between traditionalists in the organization and those people who have enjoyed and are capable of using this kind of technologies. So there will be a big gap between the team in the same place, and this will make them feel also threatened that they will be depreciated and devaluated. I believe those are the two major concerns that I have read interacting with the people in the construction sector regarding artificial intelligence introduction in the market.
It's very interesting because that's such an important reflection. Like understanding fear is the first step toward this transformation, and also we understand that all the jobs will change in somehow, and also the industry change somehow, and it's important like this changing. It's gonna be in a sustainable way, and not just in the resources that we have, but also like the people, like how we understand the employees and all those society problems. So the sustainability comes across this, and it's important to have this in the beginning, not in the end, like to mitigate the real problems, no? And how you see like the significant that do you think the impact of AI will be on the construction workforce in the coming years?
To be honest, I can see and I can recognize that AI started really to bring good value to the construction sector, despite of the fears that we talked about. Yes, there is a negative part or maybe a dark side of this that makes people feel afraid. But on the other hand, we cannot ignore the value that new technologies such as AI and machine learning can bring to the construction sector in terms of efficiency, in terms of, for example, you can have a complete monitoring of the construction site 24/7. You cannot achieve this with human beings. It's too much consuming. Resources cannot cope with 24/7 attendance. However, machines and cameras, for example, can stay alert all the time. They are machines, they are designed for that. So things like keeping security maintained all the time, solving repetitive patterns job. So I don't need to do the same job 1,000 times, where I can have a robot that is trained to do this straight, repetitive, non-smart. I don't want to call it stupid, so I'll call it non-smart task into that someone can do, and I leave the human beings to more skilled, difficult, and more sophisticated patterns. So I believe efficiency will be increased by having a combination of a site that's combined of human beings from one side and maybe AI tools. I don't want to say robots only because there is a lot of AI tools. Another thing that I think the engineering side will gain is the capacity to easily simulate new ideas, new designs. When you have a tool that can work hard, read a lot of data, a massive amount of big information being fed in, can be analyzed where the engineer can select and pick the most effective, the most sustainable. So when it comes to sustainability and choices and engineering options that can lead to more optimized and more sustainable designs, I think engineers will get benefit out of that. So again, I think if you think of the different posts in construction side, from laborers, from engineering work, from even management, supervision, and health and safety, you'll find that AI can play a significant role in making this is more efficient, more resilient, and ultimately more efficient.
It's very, very interesting when you bring the consumption and also the design, because sometimes we know that AI can scale things, scale our way to do things, but maybe it's interesting to redesign how we do things first and to have a more sustainable world, because sometimes we will scale the non-sustainable world. Basically, we are like bringing consumption that maybe it's not necessary for the human beings, And how can AI also be seen as an opportunity for workers and engineers to improve their participation as a workforce in the construction activities?
Okay, very, very nice, very good question. Yes, definitely, stakeholders working on the construction site have to accept and respect that there is a technology coming ahead. So you have two options. Either you take a side, feel threatened, or fear this technology, and then do nothing about it except losing the opportunity to work with it. So you need the other option is to think of it, try to integrate it in your daily life. Now, if you choose to be the first, then you are going to have several opportunities. One of the opportunities that engineers will be, if you want to increase your skills as a designer, you can use AI tools to increase your efficiency in the design process and making you able to choose and design things more sustainable, more cost-effective, with less budget, less time, and also have the capacity to explore more options that you couldn't have before because you as a person will have limitation due to time. You are one human being, where now with the machine learning and AI tools giving you the options to see a lot of patterns, a lot of data, combine them, a smart engineer can make this as an opportunity to provide himself as more innovative stakeholder in the process. The thing applies not only to engineers, applies also to workers. So let me give you an example. If I have the chance as a worker on site to learn how AI works, I don't need to be super smart to work with the tool. I'm not asked to innovate and create an AI tool. I'm asked just to use it. And using it might be sometimes only to direct it, to give it the borders properly, so it can do its work for you. You'll be the manager as a site worker. And for example, if I'm laying block work, straight line. And there is curves I know that the tool, whether it's a machine, whether it's a robot, will be able to do the straight, easy work faster than me. So I will use that robot to make him deployed for my benefit, finish the work that is straight, fast, and then I invest my time in doing the decorative size or the curved items or the more sophisticated things that will use to consume from my time more, but the robot cannot do it because it's not designed yet for that. Okay, so these kind of opportunities can make the worker, instead of fear using this tool, make him more efficient, more smart, more engaged, and finish his work better. Also, it's more safe for him. If you reduce the amount of time you are engaged in a construction site, it is very risky. Construction sites, equipment, a lot of hazards, a lot of sharp components, a lot of chemicals. So the more I reduce the exposure of human beings to the construction operations, this is safer for the human being. So I believe these kind of opportunities can be seen as an added value for workers or for engineers, or even beyond that for decision makers and executives.
It's very interesting, this perspective to treat AI as you are the manager and the AI are the employee, and not the AI is the manager. So they don't give the answers that you don't ask. So you need to know first how to ask AI, right? And
Right.
what advice would you give to engineers to help them overcome the challenge posed by AI and machine learning, and to actively take part into the technological advancements shaping the construction ecosystem?
The first advice is don't stop at the fear stage of AI. Okay, it's normal to be threatened. If you don't feel threatened, you cannot innovate. You cannot change. So if you feel a little bit threatened, that is fine. Don't worry. However, you need to react against that fear. And the only way you can react is by educating yourself. Involve yourselves in yourself in education, training. See how AI work, integrate with the analysis of information. You have to increase your level of IT literacy. Information technology literacy is a must now. It's not anymore a luxury. Everyone can work to his level, to his needs, and increase the amount of knowledge he needs to enhance his skills. It is very important that all of us, no matter what role we are, know how computer works. And when I say how computer, I'm not talking about how the machine works. I'm talking about how technology relevant to digitalization and computer works right now. So get educated, learn from others, engage in groups, engage in discussions. Education is available. Learning is easy now. The internet is full of material. Pick what fits you. Okay? Don't stop at the point where I'm going to lose my work and I can't do nothing about it. No, you can do a lot of things about it if you insist to learn and don't feel so much threatened to the extent that you are stuck and you can't move forward. So I believe this is very important for a good advice to everyone. Should look around him, look at your work, divide your work into smaller pieces. See where the piece that you need to enhance your level as a person, and where is the level that you can use an AI to do it for you. And then see how you integrate this with AI. I mean, this applies to engineers, applies to doctors, applies to journalists, to lawyers, to everybody. You need to be able to dissect your mission, your profession into smaller tasks, divide it, and then see how can you introduce tools. It doesn't need to be AI tool, any smart tool to make yourself more efficient, integrated with this new technology, and be ahead, more skilled, and can deliver better, not deliver less.
It's a very important advice. And Issam, thank you for this insightful and forward-thinking conversation. You've shown us that artificial intelligence is not just a tool for automation, it's a catalyst for rethinking collaboration, safety, and sustainability in construction. And before we close, I'd love to hear your final message for professionals and leaders who are just beginning in this integration in their project. So you have the word for final.
Thank you so much, Liliane. I enjoyed the questions and thank you for the questions. But as a final, if I have a couple of minutes, I would like to bring the attention to the construction business, that despite that the construction business is still struggling with digital transformation and adoption of technologies, but the AI is coming very fast and very strong. So if you want to be part of the future and don't stay in the time where you insist that traditional methods will remain, no, I think it's wise that all the stakeholders of the construction business be alert. Now it's time to really engage in the process and engage right. And instead of, if you wait longer, you will panic and you will engage wrong. And if you engage wrong, you will not be able to adopt properly. If you engage now, if you start adopting AI tools, artificial intelligence, and this can only happen by educating yourself and your supply chain. If you are a decision maker, you have to work with the supply chain, educate your team, makes them feel secured about engaging with the process. As an owner for the business, if your team is working 5 hours and achieve what they are doing in 100 hours, why not? Why not? Why do I want them to work better, deliver better, because I can take more work as a business owner. As an engineer or as a stakeholder or as a player, if you don't engage in the construction process in a digital way and try to find a position for you, and that you will definitely feel left behind. And you don't need to be left behind. You don't need to feel threatened. I believe all the people who feels as such need to put a pressure on the society. There is a role for the society to help them to get their position and engage in the digital transformation era. There is also a responsibility from decision makers, policy makers, governments and public departments, not only to watch and observe digital transformation from technology providers. No, they should help society. They help people who do not have access to education. And I believe creating a massive education machine where people can get the knowledge they need to, everyone in his field, customize education that fits the different posts and make them better. Some posts will disappear, of course. Some posts can be enhanced, and some new posts will emerge. So we need to help people, no matter how senior he is, how young he is, we need to help them by putting them on the right track. And this cannot happen by individuals, should happen by the society. So everyone has a responsibility. Construction business is massive, and I believe we can and we are capable to act and work with the technology, not against the technology. Thank you so much, Liliane. I hope I didn't take so much time from you today. May I add just one sentence that I was discussing with them? I had a conference about digital transformation a few days back. And what I was thinking, and this is something I have done on a small scale, I mean, to test how this works. I believe I'm talking about the construction sector because project management has to do with the construction sector more or less. And everywhere we have project management, but construction has this idea very clear and very objective. So I can see people working in the artificial intelligence era as project managers. Because instead of you doing the job, now you are going to be a project manager for small tasks that done by others. Some of these tasks will be done by you. Some of these tasks will be done by subcontractors. These subcontractors are artificial intelligence tools that obey you, and deliver what you are looking for according to your specifications. And now, what if one of these subcontractors is not working well? Here comes the role of machine learning, because you will teach the tool. You will not hate it. You will not fight with it. It is your subcontractor. You will teach it how to do it better next time. So next time it will be working better. So this is an evolving education process between you as a project manager and your sub-consultants. At the same time, these sub-consultants or subcontractors will teach you, because they are going to give you more capacity to solve bigger problems, more sophisticated problems, because before you didn't have the capacity to work on multi-dimension. Now, with all these subcontractors under your management, you'll be able to work multi-dimension, multi-layered information analysis, the information analysis. You'll have all this under your hand, and then you will be able to make sure that your supply chain, your team is more effective by time, and you'll be a better project manager. This applies to a labor, an engineer, and an executive. So I believe this is something good to share with people and make them feel that act as a project manager. You are not anymore an individual.
Thank you so much, Issam. And it's a very powerful message, because if the leadership will not come from the prepared people, it will come for not prepared people. So it's good that it's gonna be for prepared people, So thank you so much again. And to our listeners, if today's episode sparked ideas about how AI can transform your operations from efficiency to resilience, I invite you to join the Smart Cycle workshop also. It's designed for leaders who want to translate technology into measurable results, not in theory, but in practice. You'll find all the details in the subscription link, the episode's description, and also in my social media. And if this conversation inspires you, share with your colleagues who is building the future with us. So see you next time.